The youngest victim, 2-year-old Layla al-Khatib, was shot dead in the head by Israeli security forces on the 25th of January while she was inside her house.
Loud explosions echoed across Gaza early Wednesday, visible from southern Israel, as hopes for a ceasefire between Israel and Hamas hang by a thread. The Israeli army also attacked Syria and released fresh footage of strikes targeting what it claimed were Syrian tanks and military vehicles, expanding the scope of its operations in the region. During a visit to a military base in the West Bank's Jordan Valley on Tuesday, Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said that Israeli attacks on Syria were aimed at maintaining the southwestern region of Syria as a demilitarized zone and to protect the Druze residents. Meanwhile, situation in Gaza has worsened. Since July 6, negotiators from Israel and Hamas have been holding indirect talks in Doha, discussing a US-backed proposal for a 60-day ceasefire. The plan includes a phased release of hostages, Israeli troop withdrawals from parts of Gaza, and a framework for ending the ongoing conflict. But early optimism around the deal is now fading. On the ground, the humanitarian toll continues to climb. Gaza's health authorities report that since October 2023, over 58,400 Palestinians have been killed, and more than 139,000 injured. In the last 24 hours alone, 93 people lost their lives, with at least 6 killed while trying to access aid. The UN Human Rights Office says nearly 875 Palestinians have died in the past 6 weeks during attempts to reach humanitarian assistance, highlighting the urgent need for a ceasefire.
Israeli settlers and security forces have intensified killings, attacks and harassment of Palestinians in the occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem, in the past weeks. This includes the demolition of hundreds of homes and forced mass displacement of Palestinians, contributing to the ongoing consolidation of annexation of West Bank territory by Israel in violation of international law. Israeli security forces have often used unnecessary or disproportionate force, including lethal force, against Palestinians who did not pose an imminent threat to life. The youngest victim, 2-year-old Layla al-Khatib, was shot dead in the head by Israeli security forces on the 25th of January while she was inside her house in Ash-Shuhada village. On the 3rd of July, 61-year-old Walid Bdeir was shot and killed by the Israeli security forces, reportedly while he was cycling back home from prayers, passing through the outskirts of the Nur Shams camp. Layla and Walid are among at least 964 Palestinians killed since the 7th of October 2023 by Israeli forces and settlers in occupied West Bank, including East Jerusalem. In June, the UN recorded the highest monthly injury toll of Palestinians in over 2 decades. In all, 96 Palestinians were injured by Israeli settlers. During the first half of 2025, there have been 757 settler attacks that resulted in Palestinian casualties or property damage, a 13% increase on the same period in 2024. Since the start of Operation Iron Wall, Israeli security forces have issued demolition orders for about 1,400 homes in the north of the occupied West Bank. These large-scale demolitions, if not rendered absolutely necessary by military operations, violate Israel's obligations as the occupying power. Permanently displacing the civilian population within occupied territory amounts to unlawful transfer, a grave breach of the Fourth Geneva Convention, and depending on the circumstances, may also amount to a crime against humanity. Israel must immediately stop these killings, harassment, and home demolitions across the occupied Palestinian territory. As the occupying power, Israel must take all feasible measures to ensure public order and safety in the West Bank.
According to Qatar, negotiations remain open-ended. If consensus is reached, talks will move to securing a temporary ceasefire, followed by discussions on a permanent resolution. A group of 32 countries forming the Hague Group began a two-day emergency conference in Bogotá on Tuesday, attended by UN Special Rapporteur on the Palestinians' occupied territories Francesca Albanese, who said that countries must immediately review and suspend all ties with the State of Israel. The suffering continues, but so do the talks, offering a flicker of hope in a region desperately in need of peace.